is up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a lot of bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we got nothing for 4K Spotlight. My wallet is thanking that very, very much. So we'll be moving straight into Through the Wall, where we got two trailers to talk about. One that came out this past week, because I always forget that this releases on Monday, so I can't just say this week. This past week, and then one that came out 2 weeks ago that we just forgot to talk about. And then after that, we'll be moving straight into our All Bros headliner of the evening, which will be our breakdown of Illumination's Sing 2.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, so Caleb, what do you say we get started?
I say let's do it.
All right.
Hello, my name is Brucker Nurse, and I want to tell you about my fun horror movie podcast called Autopsy of a Horror Movie. On my show, I like to have fun dissecting out what makes a horror movie scary, what worked for it, what didn't, what types of fears does it play off of. Is it an allegory for any sort of message? I don't know, but let's find out. Also, I like to watch slashers. I'm a big slasher guy, so I'll watch a slasher and do a kill grade for it. I will cover the kills and I will tell you how I would grade it based on shock, method, style points, and a fourth category that is a reflection of the movie. Besides those, I'll have fun with special topic episodes, commentary tracks, interviews with guests, including some Shudder directors, so I just like to have a fun time over here. If any of this sounds interesting to you or you just want to come check me out, please head over to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere they listen to podcasts and search for Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Also be sure to find me on Instagram at Brucker Horror, where you get fun updates and some cool little posts that I do. Thanks for listening, and I hope that you get to enjoy the show, and I'll see you on Instagram. Bye.
All right, so starting off with Through the Wall, we got a brand new, first trailer for the new Disney Plus Marvel series coming out this March, and that is Moon Knight. And I know, Caleb, I feel this was definitely the one that you were hyping up the most. I know you were very excited for this one.
I was actually super excited for this one. It was this one. I was actually excited for She-Hulk a little bit more than I was Moon Knight.
That's fair.
But
Makes
yeah,
sense to me.
If I were to rank it, it'd be She-Hulk, Moon Knight, then Ms. Marvel. And the only reason Ms. Marvel's that low is because of the power change, but we'll discuss that when it comes to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Moon Knight, I was super hyped for this one. And I was super excited for it because of the leaked artwork of his costume. I loved that look on him. The way that it looked like he was a mummy. And just all the different wrappings and bandages and stuff.
I can't remember. Did you show that to me?
I'm pretty sure I did. I know
think
I
you
sent
did.
it to you. I think I sent it to you and Vic.
Yeah, because I don't remember looking that up myself.
Yeah. So I sent that to you because I remember I wanted your thoughts on how he looked, because if you look at Moon Knight in the comics, he's portrayed as wearing a completely white costume, white cape, white hood with an owl beak, and then kind of like an Assassin's Creed hood, but he has that that pointed hood, and then his face is completely black with white eyes, and that's just kind of how he's portrayed. So a lot of people have interpreted that as he's wearing a black mask, but then there's other times where he's been seen with his hood off and it's a white mask, so everyone's just oh, so it's just the blackness that we're seeing is just a shadow. And
Interesting.
yeah, so it's just a bunch of weird interpretations of it, but I think Marvel interpreted it really, really well, where it's the mummy bandage wrap thing like whatever the hell you want to call that. With the like just like the white wrapping on his face with a white hood, like you just kind of accepting the fact that like, okay, we established that he's wearing a white mask with a white hood. There's no way in hell that we're going to be able to like make that look black. So just freaking run with it being white. Like who cares? And I love it. I love his look. It freaking crisp.
It honestly really is. I know jack shit about Moon Knight. Honestly, I really got to start reading up more on comics because I'm like I feel like literally every Disney Plus series that has come out except for Hawkeye, I'm just like, yeah, I know jack shit about these characters.
I need to find a podcast for you to listen to, like just like one that will give you like a 15 to 20 minute rundown of characters.
Dude, if you can find that, you would be the best person ever.
Like my favorite podcast for like Marvel and DC related content, like one that will give like a good rundown on characters, is the Dynamic Duel. But you kind of like you have to wait for them to do like a duel between two characters, and then you can like hear like listen to the backstory of that said character.
So do they do like
it's
versus
Marvel versus DC?
So have they done Hawkeye versus Green Arrow?
Yes, they have, and
Who
Hawkeye won by
Okay,
0.3%.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it was a coin flip.
I will take it as long as Hawkeye won. That's all I care about.
Yeah, it was freaking tight. Like I think I sent that one to you, but they've recently gone under a paywall. Like, so it's only their 4 most recent episodes that are like free to the public.
Oh.
So if you want to listen to their older stuff, like they have a Patreon and whatnot. Like I highly recommend the show. Like whether like it's super easy to just start and go on. Like there's not any. It's not like you have to listen from the beginning type.
Okay.
Show. It's just like you can
like
start
ours.
week to week. Like I've skipped some episodes just because I haven't seen the movies that they were discussing.
All right.
But yeah, great show. But I think, yeah, I feel like I know one. I'd have to like double check on my Spotify, but I'll have to see if I can find a good podcast that will give you like a quick rundown of characters.
Yeah, dude. Because if you could, like I said, you'd be the best person ever.
Yeah. But I don't know a whole lot about Moon Knight either.
Oh.
I know like just some bare bones stuff about him. I know that his real name is Mark Spector.
I was gonna comment something. It's like, so his name is not Steven. Okay.
No, so his real name is Mark Spector. He is diagnosed with multiple personality disorder. Each of his multiple personalities has a different fighting style. Like he has one that fights exactly like Wolverine, one that fights like Spider-Man, one that fights like Captain America, and then I think Black Panther as well.
Oh, that's freaking cool.
Yeah, so each of his personalities has a different fighting style. He was taken over. So he was an archaeologist that got taken over because he was exploring some Egyptian ruins and became possessed by an Egyptian god, and then kind of became his herald, or like his basically like became another personality of his, like another voice inside his head.
Yeah.
And gave him like superhuman abilities and whatnot. But from what I've kind of heard, I haven't like personally read this, so take this with a grain of salt. But he, like, the whole thing now is that he actually didn't get possessed by this Egyptian god, that he just kind of imagined the whole thing, and like something traumatic happened in the during the excavation, and during that period of time he created the Egyptian god persona.
Oh, okay.
And so the whole thing now is like, oh, does he actually have superhuman powers, or is that just his body like tricking himself into giving himself abilities? Kind of like the whole Split thing.
Okay.
So I mean that's pretty much all I know. I don't know the names of his other personas. I think one is like a taxi driver.
I love it.
Yeah, but then yeah, so he just kind of like blacks out, I guess, and then goes and does Moon Knight shit. But so it's kind of like what this trailer's portraying a little bit. Like he's going by Steven, and Steven has like a sleeping disorder and has to like chain himself to the bed.
So when he gets taken over by, well, okay, so like when he wakes up from not remembering him, being Moon Knight at night, is it kind of like how, when the Green Goblin takes over Norman, he doesn't remember anything once he comes back to being Norman?
I think so.
Okay.
I think Norman has more of an awareness.
Okay.
At least in the movies. Like I think Norman in the comics is like fully aware that he's the Green Goblin.
Oh.
I think. Again, don't quote me on this. Like anytime I say I think, just assume it's probably wrong. But yeah, I do think that Moon Knight has less awareness. Like in the comics it's kind of weird. Like I don't know the relationship between Mark Spector and Moon Knight, or one of the other personalities in Moon Knight, because Mark Spector is technically Moon Knight and one of the other personalities is someone else. So I don't know the relationship that they have. I don't know if it's like Split, where they're all kind of aware of each other and they're just like leaving one of them in the dark.
Huh.
Like I have no idea what that relationship is like. But I'm interested to see what they do with this.
Yeah, so I don't know what it is to me, but it's weird seeing Ethan Hawke with such long hair. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I'm loving what I'm seeing of him so far. But, I mean, Ethan Hawke's an amazing actor, so I'm not surprised there.
Yeah, for real. I am really shocked that this is coming out so soon.
Yeah, March? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Like, I thought the next show was going to be, what, Ms. Marvel?
I think that was the plan, but just because of the extensive reshoots, they had to push that one back. So I guess Moon Knight was ready to go. So they're like, well, let's put that one let's let that one be the first Disney plus Marvel show of the year.
Nice. I mean, I'm not upset by that at all.
No, I mean, what one hell of a birthday month present, right?
No joke. I'm so excited. Like I would have preferred She-Hulk, but I'll take
Fair
Moon Knight.
enough.
I don't give a shit. I am really excited to see what 2022 entails now, because we don't really know any release schedule for these shows now, right?
No, as far as I know, yeah, it's like all up in the air. Like I feel like 2021, the Marvel shows are pretty well set with when they were supposed to come out. But yeah, this lineup of shows is kind of up in the air right now, I feel.
Well, that's going to be interesting. I guess we'll find. Like, I hope they have a trailer or something for the next show at the end of Moon Knight.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, because
I was kind of shocked they didn't do that. Like, they didn't have a tease for like Moon Knight at the end of Hawkeye or something like that.
I think the reason that we didn't get anything with that was probably because they didn't know.
Fair enough.
Like, I think they were just thinking, like, okay, like, we have no idea which way this is going to go for us. So, like, it could go, like, we could still release Ms. Marvel. We might not be able to. Like, I think it was just so up in the air that they just didn't want to, like, commit to anything.
Dude, I remember when, because Hawkeye was supposed to come out in October, but then they're just like, oh no, it got pushed to November. I'm like, wait, what the hell? But then it's like they showcase that, it's because it's a Christmas themed show. I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. So I don't think we're going to get, like, a certain theme with any of the shows.
Yeah. I think Hawkeye was the only one that got that, which I was okay with. It worked very well. I loved it.
I mean, hopefully 2022 is rich in Marvel content, because right now the only two things, at least for the beginning of the year, are this show, Moon Knight, and Doctor Strange in May.
Yeah.
Other than that, we don't have, like, anything else on the schedule.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, hopefully in that time they'll release No Way Home on Disney Plus.
Well, No Way Home can't come to Disney Plus because it's still Sony owned.
Because it's Sony, I forgot.
Yeah. So
dumb.
Yeah. But that is supposed to come to digital in February, so hopefully the physical media copy or physical release, whatever, isn't too far off after that. Because I pre-ordered the Steelbook already, but it's still saying release date pending.
Okay. Well, lame.
Yeah, it is. But oh well. Actually, no, not oh well, because I want to watch that movie again.
Yeah, me too. Like that. Such a good movie. Anyway, Moon Knight looks really good.
It does. I was pleasantly surprised by this trailer. I'm actually very excited for the show now.
Yeah. There was one detail that someone pointed out in the trailer, where he's, like, driving this truck and, like, is holding this gun, and he, like, freaks out and drops it. But behind his seat, you can see the letters Von D, but then the rest is blocked off by the chair. And so everyone's just like, oh my gosh, it's Victor Von Doom, like, flipping out. And so I was paying attention to that, and I was just like, there's no way that's real. That, like, looked super clean. And so I saw that it was real, and I started freaking out until the next scene where they're in the back of the truck, where it had, like, boxes with the exact same letters on it, but it said, like, Von. I couldn't, like, make out what the big word was, but it was like Von D, and then some, like, really long word.
Okay.
That started with a D, because it's like same font and everything. So
okay.
I think they're just, like, toying with us.
Yeah.
I need to watch the new Rockstar's breakdown of that, because they get into, like, some major detail.
Oh, okay.
Like, have you watched their videos?
Mm-mm.
Like, there's some times where they go, like, frame by frame.
That takes dedication.
Yeah, and even, like, with their movie breakdowns too, they will, like, even with something that's, like, super obvious, like with Shang-Chi, they kind of, like, were like, okay, this is a list of Easter eggs from this movie, and so they, like, make a whole list, and one of the things on the list was like, this is Trevor, whatever his face is, like, you guys would recognize him from Iron Man 3, and like so, like, one of those super obvious ones, like, they even get into those, and they'll even go to things as like minute as, like, one-off lines, and like, oh, this is an Easter egg to this, or, like, regarding.
Dude, yeah, that's it. Are they getting paid for this? Because that takes dedication right there.
I think so. I think they're.
I mean, because, I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't think I could be able to break stuff down like bit by bit like that, like screenshot by screenshot. I feel just kind of like, don't get me wrong, it probably, for me at least, it would start out as fun, but it would just get tedious, just be a little too much for me. But if they enjoy it,
Well,
that's awesome.
They have like a full team of people. Like
Oh,
okay. It's like a big.
So it wouldn't
YouTube
just be
production.
like us then.
No.
Oh,
no,
thank God.
it's like a team of people.
Okay, so then maybe then that probably is better then.
Yeah, like they have a merch line that's pretty popular. They have like it's a big ass production.
Okay, nice. That's awesome.
So it's kind of like their full-time job.
Okay, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So like I think I could definitely do it if it was like a full-time job situation. Definitely couldn't do it for fun.
Yeah. That's fair.
But anyway, yeah, I need to watch their breakdown of this trailer, see if they picked up on anything that I didn't. And they're also like really knowledgeable in the comics. So it's nice to know like how they compare things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, 1 out of 10 for excitement level on this.
You know, I'm actually at an 8.
That's about where I'm at too.
Okay, sweet.
Like I said, my only complaint with this trailer was that I've never viewed Moon Knight as like a supernatural character, which is, and I only bring that up because in the trailer his suit just kind of like magically forms around him.
Yeah.
Like I've always thought that it's just a suit that he puts on himself. Like I've never viewed it as like a magical suit. So I mean, if they can explain that in the series a little bit better, I'd be very happy with that.
Okay.
Like I think it's just going to be something where they just like take 5 minutes to explain it. Maybe not even that, like 30 seconds, like, oh, this is the deal with the suit.
Yeah.
But if they end up making him like more supernatural, like I'm cool with that. I don't care.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm sitting at an 8 too.
I just want to throw in one thing really quickly because I don't know if you've seen the trailer and like you never. I think we already talked about it when the first trailer came out. It's really hard to talk about trailers for these movies, but they did release the final trailer for Jackass Forever. I don't know if you saw it.
I did.
You did. Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's like really nothing to talk about with it because, you know, it's just like them, you know, like performing stunts and everything. But it is nice to know that, and they even like say in the trailer, they're just like, we made you wait and wait and wait, and now the wait is finally over because it is finally coming out on February 4th. So I'm freaking excited. I don't know. Can we even break down a Jackass movie on this podcast? It'd be very hard.
It'd be so difficult.
I think, honestly, I feel like maybe, because I don't know if you're going to go see this in theaters.
Maybe. Like, it's gonna, okay, this is probably what I'll do. If you go see this movie, I'm assuming you're going to go see it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Okay, if you go see it and can think of a way for us to break it down, like with our breakdown system, because the only things that I can even begin to think about, like story would be like a no-go. Writing would be a tough sell. Acting
because literally
is
nothing's
is a
scripted.
no-go. Like it's genuine reactions, so it's not really acting.
Dude, literally the only writing in these movies is when it's like scripted for them to say, I'm so and so, and this is, you know, this certain.
So that's just gonna be a complete and utter joke if we even attempt to be like critiquing the writing of Jackass. Same thing with acting. There is absolutely zero character development.
Because they're still stupid.
I guess we could maybe do effects.
That's what I was thinking. Like, how's the stunt work?
Yeah, well, it's not even stunt work. It's like just you're hurting each other. So I mean, I guess we can do that.
I mean,
We
for that,
could
I feel
maybe
considering
do
that they do it all
music.
themselves, that's like a 10, right?
I know, but that's not fun. Music would be a tough sell. Well, maybe. Like I think
There is some actual bangers in the Jackass movies.
okay. So music, I guess we could do. Costumes,
Dude,
again,
you could totally do costumes for what Johnny Knoxville has worn and Chris Pontius, especially the costumes that Chris Pontius has put on his penis.
What the shit? Oh, jeez.
But yeah.
So
Hey, if it comes down to it, we could always just share our like quick reaction or our quick thoughts on another video or another review.
I mean, we can always make it a bonus episode. Just
that's true.
Like,
yeah, that's
just
true.
shooting the shit about it.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. Yeah, that would actually be really fun.
Yeah, like we'll just call it our Jackass not breakdown.
I love it. Alright, but yeah, so if you guys want to go see Jackass Forever, that's coming to theaters February 4th. Yeah, I think that's only theaters exclusive. It's not going to be on Paramount Plus as well. If only.
Lame.
I mean, it might move to it shortly after. I hear that's what Scream is probably going to do. I don't know how long, but it probably will come to Paramount Plus sooner or later. So, I don't know if you want to wait.
I'll wait to see if they release like a date.
Okay.
But yeah, because we're not going to do Scream for a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, that's true. So, but
we'll see.
But anyway, moving on to the trailer that we actually can talk about, the other trailer. We got our first trailer for the Bob's Burgers movie. And I still find it freaking hilarious. I'm sorry that Bob's Burgers got a movie before Family Guy.
Well, we don't even know if like the Family Guy crew want to do a movie.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, honestly, after the Simpsons movie came out, I thought they were going to be like, okay, now we got to do a movie. We got to one up the Simpsons.
Yeah. I mean, I do kind of appreciate that Family Guy hasn't done a movie because, like, you got to think, like, Simpsons did a movie, South Park's done a movie, now Bob's Burgers is doing a movie. Like, it's just kind of...
Yeah, and also Beavis and Butthead also did a movie.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, I don't want to say it cheapens the show at all, because it like.
Yeah, see, I would,
doesn't,
because it doesn't. I mean, I can't speak for Bob's Burgers, but I feel the Simpsons movie, the movie actually like brought it back to like when. Don't get me wrong, like during that time the show was still good, but it brought you back to when the show was at its like most best, because I think some of the writers that had left the show actually came back to work on the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'll agree with you on that. So maybe it doesn't like cheapen it, but it just, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of effort that goes behind that.
That's fair.
Maybe the Family Guy crew just doesn't quite have a story that they would want to do.
Yeah, I would definitely say that Family Guy is a lot harder to turn into a movie than, say, The Simpsons or even Bob's Burgers.
Well, I'm surprised The Simpsons even did it.
And so gracefully, like, oh my god.
Yeah, like, that... It's odd because movies like that, and that is kind of what I'm afraid of this becoming. Like, the movies become super long episodes.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the stakes were definitely raised in the Simpsons movie, so at least there was that.
Yeah. Well, I think like South Park, I think South Park did it right. Like they had a story that like lasted them the entirety of the movie, and like one that was like pretty solid, but instead of it just being like a full episode, like a whole super long episode of South Park, like the Simpsons movie, which the Simpsons movie easily could have been like, you could have turned that into like a 2-3 parter special if you wanted to.
Fair, but I just love the Simpsons movie so much.
Yeah, I mean, I like it too. There's like, but that's why I'm saying like,
No,
you could easily
fair.
turn it into like 3 different episodes or 2
I would
episodes,
actually
whatever the hell
love-
you wanted to do with it.
I really want to see if anyone actually wants to argue Caleb. Be like, no, 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 no. It had to be a movie. Because I can't, like,
I mean,
I don't know.
I'll
I
debate
can't.
this all day long. But listen, the reason that I'm giving South Park props over Simpsons is because South Park threw something in that we don't normally see from South Park, and that's musicals.
That's true. But the Simpsons movie did also throw in Bart's penis.
I completely forgot about that. And okay, cool.
I'm just saying you can't show that on TV. So they did.
Okay, so they did one thing that they wouldn't have done in the show. Like South Park took it a step further and did something that they could just not do on a normal episode. Like they could not do a freaking full-blown musical production like they did in the movie.
Awful.
So it's like they added something to it.
That's true. I still can't get what would Brian Boitano do out of my head.
That's a super catchy song.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the hell Brian Boitano is.
I don't either. I think he's a figure skater.
Like that's, yeah, like that's what I feel South Park had over
The Simpsons movie.
over Simpsons, yeah. And I would say like, oh, if they just throw in some like music for Bob's Burgers, like, but that doesn't work out because they do a song like it feels like every other episode.
It's true. Just give Linda her own musical.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this. I hope that it feels like it needed to be a movie, and it doesn't feel like one like, oh, we could have split this into 2 parts.
Yeah, I mean, this is the teaser trailer. At least I think that's what they called it. So really, you don't get a lot of the story. Literally, the only story plot that you get is that Linda took Gene's burger outfit that he usually wears in front of the restaurant, and cut off like the bottom of the bun to where she can put a bathing suit over it because she's just like sexy sells, Bob. And so she's like standing out in front of the boardwalk and she's like, sexy burgers, come to Bob's Burger. That was a horrible Linda impression, by the way. Kudos to anyone that can actually, besides like the actual voice actor himself, kudos to anyone that can actually do Linda's voice because like you are freaking awesome and amazing. But yeah, that's like really the only story plot that I feel we got, and how like Bob hated it, but like Teddy's just like, yeah, I got no arguments. Let's go for it, Linda.
Yeah. So I mean, I have high hopes for this.
Oh, I do too.
But
I mean,
my expectations are also like pretty high because if they just do what Simpsons did and basically just release an episode, like a super long episode of Bob's Burger with like one thing that they couldn't put in the actual show, like then I'll be.
Just imagine it's Louise saying the F word. That's what they couldn't say because they are allowed one F word in a PG-13 film, and I just feel she would be the one character that they would want to say it.
Very true.
Biggest shocker would be if Tina said it.
That would be hilarious.
That would be very funny.
That would actually be worth it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if Tina said it. Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to go see this.
Oh yeah.
It looks super fun, and we're definitely breaking it down.
Oh yeah. Dude, I think I'm like 2 or 3 seasons behind, so I definitely got to catch up.
Are you really? Like,
yeah,
I'm all
dude.
caught up.
Dude, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
caught up
I
on
gotta
that,
catch up on
and
Bob's
I'm caught
Burgers.
up on the, I want to say cousin show
The what?
of the Great North.
Oh, I've never seen that show. Is it good?
It's all right. I mean, it's not Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
Like, it has its own charm to it,
Okay.
but it's harder for me to want to watch one of those episodes. Like, it's harder for me to be like, oh, I really want to go sit down and watch the Great North versus how I feel like watching Bob's Burgers. Like, I'm super excited to watch Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah.
And then I usually put like the Great North on hold for a few
Dude,
weeks.
honestly, the Belcher family is like the rare family that I would actually like rank super close to the Simpsons for animated families that I love. Like they might be tied.
I'll give you that.
W-
Like, it's just
I
animated
don't know.
families
Maybe the
in
Simpsons
general?
have like a what?
Animated families in general, or like
Yeah.
adult animation?
Let's say adult. Well, I don't know. Let's just say adult animation in general.
Then I can definitely give you that.
Okay.
Like, animated families overall, like, I'm like, they're. I mean, they might crack my top 5.
Who's your number one? I'm actually very interested.
Oh, you're gonna put me on the spot like that? Shit.
I mean, I feel honestly, the Belchers would be number 2. The Simpsons probably would be number 1 for me, but I don't know what 3, 4, and 5 would be.
I don't even know. Like, I can't think of. Like, you just put me on the spot, and like,
I'm sorry.
I can't think of anything. I'll text it to you after.
Okay, cool.
After I can
Sounds
think.
good. Okay, sounds good.
Anyway.
All right, excitement level.
I'll say I'm about a 7.
Okay.
Just I'm going to go see this,
Yeah.
but it's just I need a reason to be excited for it.
That's fair. I mean, dude, honestly, I feel because this was announced, I think, like back in like 2018. So I remember like texting Sammy, being like, "Okay, we got to be there opening night," like, because she's the one that got me hooked on this show. So I'm like, I have to go see it with Sammy. So hopefully she's still up for doing that.
Yeah, it's only been a couple years.
Yeah, it's only been almost 4 years. It's all good.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, because I remember when the Simpsons movie came out, I was super, super excited. And it delivered for me. So honestly, I'd probably say I'm actually at a 9 for how much I love the show and how much I love that it's getting a movie. And I feel it deserves it. I'm very excited to see what the creators can come up with for a movie storyline.
Yeah, it says the person that's not even caught up on the show.
Shut up.
Dude, you've missed some gems.
Yeah, don't remind me. But anyway, that's it for this week's sneak peeks. Caleb, what do you say we move on to our All Bros headliner of the evening?
I say let's do it.
Did I say I meant Through the Wall? I'm sorry.
What? Or we're done?
No,
yeah,
I
we're
said
done
that
with Through the Wall.
Well, no, but do we still call them this week's sneak peeks though? If we're just talking about trailers?
I mean, not really. It's
okay.
It's
sorry, it's force.
It's
no, like an old force of habit.
Questionable. It's questionable.
Okay.
Like,
sorry
it's
about
in
that.
the Through the Wall, like under the Through the Wall umbrella. But it's. I mean, it still technically works. We just haven't used it as often.
Okay. Alright, so for this week's All Bros headliner, we'll be breaking down Illumination's Sing 2. Caleb, would you like to tell the folks out there how we break down movies on this podcast for anyone that doesn't know yet?
Hell yeah. All right. If you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give our own personal grade. With this being an animated movie, costumes is going to be more character design than anything else. It's what we like to try and do when it comes to animated movies. Just to adjust our system. It's just in the slightest way to apply for different things that might come up or things that might not apply to certain types of movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of those categories get averaged out, sped out, and then all those average numbers get thrown into our magical algorithm and sped out a letter grade for us to compare to other movies. So, without further ado, if you have not seen Sing 2, Rose is about to spoil the entire frickin' movie for you. So, if you listen past this point, it's your own damn fault.
It is, because this is a really good sequel. So, go see the damn movie. Or you can actually even rent it now. It's on VOD. So,
Do it.
it's $25, but...
Ooh, maybe don't do it. I mean, that's good, but you'd probably get your money's worth at a theater.
Yeah. But anyway, alright. So, a month after the events of the first film, Buster Moon is thriving with his new theater. Failing to impress talent scout Suki, who tells him he would not make it in Red Shore City, Buster, encouraged by Nana Noodleman, reunites the singers who competed in the first film and takes them to the city. They sneak in for an audition with entertainment mogul? M-O-G-U-L? Mogul?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. Jimmy Crystal. However, uninterested in Buster's original show pitch, Gunther pitches a space-themed show which would feature Clay Calloway, a rock star who has not been seen in 15 years. Intrigued, Crystal greenlights it, then tells them to have the show up and running within 3 weeks. During production on the show, Rosita develops a fear of heights during rehearsal and is unable to keep on her role, which is given to Crystal's daughter Portia, while Rosita is delegated to a minor role. Meanwhile, Johnny has been assigned to work with top choreographer Klaus Kickenklubber for his part in the show, but senses that Klaus dislikes him. Johnny comes across a street dancer named Nushi, who agrees to help him out. Mina has been cast in a romantic scene with Darius, a self-absorbed actor with whom Mina has no chemistry. She later meets and falls in love with an ice cream vendor named Alfonso. Ash and Buster visit Clay Calloway to convince him to be in the show. He refuses at first, but Ash changes his mind. Back at the theater, Buster asks Portia if she would like to switch roles with Rosita, as she cannot act, which Portia interprets as Buster firing her. Upon learning this, Crystal blames Portia for embarrassing him and nearly throws Buster off his building before locking him in a closet. Suki frees Buster and warns him to get out of Red Shore City before Crystal can kill him. Ash arrives with the crew and Calloway, who advises Buster not to run and hide like he did after he lost his wife. Buster then Ash arrives with the crew and Calloway, who advises Buster not to run and hide like he... Oh, okay, sorry. For a second, I don't know, for a second, the way that sentence sounded to me, I'm like, wait, when has it been established that Buster lost his wife, or if he had a wife? But it was towards Calloway, sorry about that. I got very confused for a minute.
Yeah, it was kind of worded weird.
Yeah. Buster then decides to have the cast and crew put on the show that night under Crystal's nose and has Miss Crawley get Portia to rejoin them in the show. During the show, Klaus takes takes the place of Johnny's performance partner to try to undermine his number, but Johnny beats Klaus with encouragement from Nushi and finally earns Klaus's respect, while Mina visualizes Darius as Alfonso and performs a romantic duet with him. Crystal, having found out about the show and angered when Portia stands up to him during her part, tries to stop it by dropping Buster off the top of the stage, which causes Rosita to overcome her fear of heights to save Buster. When the time comes for Calloway to take the stage, he claims that he is not ready. Ash leads the crowd in a rendition of one of Calloway's songs, giving him the courage to perform a huge ovation. After the show, when Crystal is about to give his thoughts about the show, Suki orders the police to arrest him. While Buster and his friends prepare to leave, Suki tells them that a major theater wants to put on their show. As the cast puts on their first performance, Buster watches from the VIP section, proud to have succeeded in Red Shore City.
Nice. Dude, like you said, this was a super solid sequel.
It really was. I know when they first announced this sequel, I think like it was a couple months after Sing first came out back in 2016, and for how long it's been since that one came out, I'll fully admit I was fearful. I did have my doubts, but God did Illumination deliver with this sequel. I am so happy with what they were able to come up with story-wise for this film.
Dude, they freaking killed it.
They
like,
really
in
did.
the best possible way. Like, this didn't, like... This was, like, good enough to not blow the first Sing completely out of the water. But it also wasn't, like, worse than the first one.
Yeah.
Like, it was on the same level, if not, maybe slightly better.
Yeah.
Just so barely. It captured, for me, the charm of the first one, which I actually sat down with Iris and watched the first one before we went to go see the second.
I love that. Love it.
And yeah, like I remember like watching it, but like I don't know why I don't like go back and revisit this movie more often. It's like super fun. And then this same
really
one,
is.
it's just like, this was the same thing. It was super fun, but just kind of on a grander scale.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is exactly what I want out of an animated sequel like this.
Yeah.
Like, I want the same fun, different level. And that's exactly what we got with this.
No, I absolutely agree. I think probably what I can't decide which one I like more. Like honestly, like they're like you said, I feel like they're basically on the exact same level. Maybe what brings this one up a little more is that these characters are already established, like they already know each other. So I love just seeing these characters together once again and just having their friendships / relationships grow. Especially and I feel that we can definitely get this into character development, but especially like Buster. Like I feel he definitely gets a much more. I mean, he had a very good character growth in the first one, but this one I feel is even better.
Yeah, we'll get into him because, like, absolutely, I think there are a lot of comparisons that you can make with the first one.
Yeah,
and I'm super excited to get into that, especially about Buster. But getting into the story, I thought, like, out of everything, I feel like you didn't necessarily need to bring in a character like, what was it, Clay Calloway?
yeah.
I don't think you necessarily needed to bring someone in like him. But I think it definitely helped. Like, I feel like in other instances that could have been portrayed as like, oh, we're just trying to get a famous name on our cast list. But in this way, it worked in such like a really nice way.
Yeah, it really did.
Like, just in a way that it didn't feel out of place. It was just like, oh, it's just like this little piggy is talking like big dreams and whatnot, opens his mouth a little bit too much and is like, oh, and like it didn't quite feel like, oh, they needed to do this to get people interested in the movie. It was just like, because like who, like, legit, the target audience for this is what, like young kids, like preteens, maybe young teenagers.
I would say young kids, young teenagers.
Yeah. None of them are going to know who the hell Bono is.
No. I mean, hell, God, I kicked myself.
I realized as soon as I said that you didn't know who Bono was.
Yeah, I kicked myself for not knowing who Bono was. Yeah, you guys can give me shame right now. I understand. Yeah, I'd ask Caleb. I was like, wait, who's Bono? He was even taken back by it, but which is rightfully so. I don't know how I didn't know him, but I do now.
Yeah. But it still, it was, I think that like part of that was for parents, but I also feel like even now, because it's so weird to like put my, like, oh, the target audience for this is or to say like parents, because I am one and I'm at the age where a lot of people my age are. Yeah. Or not a lot, like a decent amount are. And
not singling me out at all.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I wasn't trying to.
I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. I'm just giving you
no,
shit.
But like thinking like, okay, where like it's more grandparents that would know Bono.
That's fair.
Like people like
I'm sure
like in the 60s, 70s, like
I'm sure your parents do. I'm sure my parents do.
Oh yeah, my mom is a huge fan. Like was a huge fan of them. But yeah, so it's just like me being raised on my mom's music definitely kind of prepared me for like who the hell Bono is. Otherwise, I would not have given a shit.
You know what I just realized? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what?
No, well, I don't know how much you remember the Simpsons movie, but there's a part when Lisa's talking to that guy that she has a crush on, and she's asking about his dad, and he's just like, he's not Bono. He's like, are you sure? Because he's not Bono. And I never looked it up. I'm like, wait, who the hell is Bono? I always asked myself that when I was a kid. And considering I saw the Simpsons movie with my grandma, I'm sure I asked her and she told me, but I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's funny. Yeah, just for those of you who don't know, Bono is the lead vocalist for the band U2.
Love it.
But yeah, my mom is a huge U2 fan. At least I think. Like last time I checked, like she was docking them up, like, oh my gosh, I love U2. Apparently they have like an iconic guitar sound, which I still have not been able to pick out, but whatever. Anyway,
doesn't Kiss have something like that?
Well, Kiss, they have like their go-to is like the, I wouldn't say it's like an iconic guitar sound. It's more their like makeup and their performance.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to the story, like I felt like they had a really good place that they left off with the success of the Moon Theater.
Yes.
And then just kind of like running with that.
Yeah, and what I love, just like the first one, each character has their own subplot. I mean, they're all, of course, into the main story, but they all still have their own little subplot. And I feel all of them really, what's the word? Developed the characters even more. I feel especially Johnny's. I feel Johnny's was really good with with his dance coach Klaus, and like how during the final performance when he knocks Johnny on his back and he's just like, "You'll never be great," and Johnny's able to show him, be like, "Hey, bitch, what'd you think? What did you think? I am great, asshole."
Yeah, it's just like that perseverance is like really inspiring, because that's like what, more or less, that's kind of what his deal was in the first movie. Just like persevering through the deal that he was struggling with his father, and
Yeah.
being part of a gang or a criminal organization. Like that was, so he was
Speaking
like
of
struggling
that,
with that, and then
sorry, no, really quick. Okay, so if they say this takes place a month after, right?
yeah.
How in the hell is his dad already out of prison?
Well, I mean, robbery isn't that big of a deal.
But a month? I would get it if it was a couple years,
I
but a
know,
month?
I know, thinking about it, he did kind of escape from jail.
Yeah, so shouldn't that rack up a couple more charges?
Yeah. Maybe, like, a month seems like really, like, a big stretch.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel that the
Or
Wikipedia
maybe, like,
story is...
prison reform's different in the animal world.
I mean, it might, but... I don't know. Do you feel that Wikipedia is like... Because it's never really said what the time gap between Sing and Sing 2 is.
Yeah.
I
Like,
feel
the way
like a
that
month
I
is
viewed
too
it was,
soon.
I felt it was too soon as well. Like, the way that I viewed it was like a year or two.
Yeah, considering that, like, because at the opening that they're putting on Alice in Wonderland, and I swear when they're talking, him and Nana Noodleman, they're just like, "Oh yeah, your shows are always great from what you've been able to put on with your new cast." I'm like, okay, so if we're setting it up being like a couple years after the first one, that makes absolute sense. There's no way you can put on many shows after just a month.
Yeah.
That's impossible. So
Like,
I'm going to go against Wikipedia and say that this has got to take place at least a year or a couple years after.
yeah, that would definitely kind of improve everything. At least timeline wise, because
Yeah.
like I remember that conversation too, talking about all the shows and whatnot, and yeah, because how long do like theater shows like that go for? Like they usually go for like a month, like a couple months, right?
It kind of depends on how big the theater is. Sometimes it will only run for a couple weeks, but sometimes it will go for a couple months. It kind of just depends.
Okay.
With Moon, for considering how technically big his theater is in the city now, I'm sure it probably has to be at least a month that these shows go for.
Okay. I mean, so like bare minimum, like you could say it's like 6 months. Like,
Yeah.
but even that just doesn't seem like
Yeah.
a
Oh,
lot.
you don't mean like the show goes for 6 months, right?
No, like I mean,
Oh,
like
okay.
that's how much longer,
Oh, okay.
or
'Cause I
how
was gonna
long
say, yeah,
in
6 months is
between.
usually only like a Broadway show running.
Yeah. Anyway, um, I mean that technically doesn't have anything to do with the story.
Hey,
That's just us trying to like justify like the
the
timeline.
dad being out of prison.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
he was down for or he got out for good behavior and was doing community service and whatnot. Anyway, the rest of this story was really solid. Like Buster or yeah, Buster Moon just like believing in his vision and his team and being able to like it's just kind of like seeing the potential that they have and knowing what they can accomplish, and that's like what works so well with this story, like seeing how hard he was pushing in the first movie to obtain his dream of just owning a decent theater. like a successful theater, and then getting that and being like, we can go so much bigger than this, and being like, we can be part of the big city, and like do performances there that people will like absolutely love.
Dude, you have no idea how grateful I am that they didn't turn this into after they're showing the first one, they disbanded, and now it's they have to get the band back together again to do one bit. Yeah, I mean so there is one person that. Wait, what?
I said basically do the Country Bears.
Yeah, seriously. Because there is one character, Ash does go her separate way. But that's just because she kind of starts her own music career. But once Buster, approaches her about coming back for the show, she's all in. She doesn't question it. She's just like, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I think she would have questioned it had the the owner of that club treated her a bit more fairly, which I loved seeing. Like,
that was such a great scene.
Oh, such a badass.
Yeah. I mean, but Scarlett Johansson voicing her, so, I mean, you kind of gotta make her a badass.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, but I think they did such a good job at like sharing everyone's story. Like you said, with Johnny struggling with like maybe the self-confidence in himself to be like a good dancer. Or Rosita. Rosita, I felt like maybe, if anything, her story was brought down a little bit because she didn't really like deal with her shit that well.
Yeah, which it sucks because I mean I love them all, but like Rosita's definitely up there for me because I loved what they did with her character in the first one, and for the most part I loved what they did with her in this one as well. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Out of all the characters, her storyline was definitely the one that kind of got sidelined a little bit.
Yeah, so Buster's entire like idea for this big city performance, it kind of encircled around Rosita being the main character of the play. Or is it a play? Is that what they refer to it as?
I think so. I don't know if they ever called it a musical.
Okay. So yeah, like she was the main character of this play, and she had to do this like high dive jump, or like just she basically had to do this high dive shit.
Yeah,
which was just insane. But she has the fear of heights, like we said, and then Portia, the what's his name, Crystal's daughter, ends up showing that she's like super good at doing like the high jump stuff and singing, but she just can't act worth a shit. And so when Buster's like, okay, like you need to step aside so we can like get someone in that's actually like good at acting, she like has this big old meltdown, and then Buster's just like, oh, Rosita, you're back. You're back in. So she doesn't really have like a big old story to deal with like Johnny does.
Yeah, I feel like she's very prominent at the beginning, but for the middle, you don't really get a lot of her. But then towards the ending is when they start to pick up again with Rosita's storyline.
Yeah. Oh shit, what's her name? Oh, Mina.
Oh yeah.
I think that her story also kind of got a little sidelined in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I like the love story for her. It worked well.
Yeah. Like I thought that worked really well, and I'm kind of really glad that they replaced the bull.
Yeah, I find him honestly. I actually wish that the God, what was his name? Pharrell Williams' character.
Oh, Alfonso.
I honestly wish that like he was actually just comfortable to get on the stage with her and actually just be.
I felt like that would have been weird.
A little too much?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think it was enough for her to just imagine that it was him.
Alright, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Damn it.
Yeah. but I really liked her story. And yeah, like when it came to Rosita, it was just kind of another like sideline character. Like, oh, you kind of go and like, oh, like let's see what this like little. It was more like lighthearted. It didn't really have any like deep story depth.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was fine overall.
How do you feel about Ashes?
Ashes was really good. Like, even though she did like herself didn't have like a decent personal story, she did help Clay kind of with his, like, help him start to heal from his trauma, because he lost his wife 15 years ago, hadn't performed since, hadn't even listened to his music since then. And so, like, I think she helped him through a lot of healing. And so she was just kind of like the emotional shaman for Clay to bring him into the group.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to explain her.
Yeah,
character.
so I think, like, story-wise, like, I don't think she brought it down any. Like,
Yeah.
my big problems, story-wise, are with Mina and Rosita.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Trying to think, overall,
I mean, did you like the villain of the...
he seemed a bit much. Like, threatening to throw someone off the roof?
Yeah, like, god damn.
Like, and actually trying to do it. I think that's what got me.
Yeah. Dude,
Like, I think
you know what, I gotta give, I feel like I gotta give Illumination, like, prop for, like, actually, like, showing that he was actually ready to kill Buster Moon. Like,
dude, he straight up, like, so there's this, like, for those of you who haven't seen it, freaking Crystal and Moon are in this meeting, and then Moon's like, or Crystal says, oh, you screwed me over. He grabs Buster, takes him outside, and then, like, gets a phone call. And then he's just like, okay, I just got this thing to deal with, and, like, opens his fist, and I'm like, like, I flipped out. And then Buster's doing freaking koala shit and grabbing on to his arm. And then he's like, I'll deal with you later. Throws him in a closet. And I'm like, what the hell? This got a little too murdery for me.
dude, that's fair. And, like, honestly, and during the performance, he actually does throw Buster from a height that, yeah, if Rosita wouldn't have caught him, yeah, Buster would have been dead.
Yeah,
Or,
I think that was just...
like, it was a good character moment for Rosita, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know, I feel that just from the height that he threw him, like, parents are going to have talks with kids, just being like, yeah,
This is not how you deal with your problems.
yeah, don't throw people off of high places, because, yeah, Buster would have absolutely died from that, right? Like, he wouldn't have just broken some bones.
No, he would have freaking died.
Yeah, that was really freaking high.
I'm trying to think of what else they could have done, but could they have done anything?
I don't know, because I mean, like, I'll give them props though.
To give, like, okay, this is probably what I would have done to make Mr. Crystal not so freaking scary. I would have had him continue to do the "I will throw you off the roof" thing, threaten to throw him off the roof, and, like, maybe hold him over the balcony and whatnot, but never actually do it.
Yeah.
And then just gave Rosita a bit more time to deal with her fear of heights. Like, show that she's struggling in this quote-unquote new role that Buster created for her. And have her, like, in her off time go and like conquer her fear of heights. And so when it finally comes down to it where they're like, "Oh, Rosita, we need you to do this," then she's like worked past it. And then maybe has like a quick little like moment at the end, and then she like does the jump, like just something where you didn't have to freaking motivate her with potential death. And then like had I don't know, maybe like had the whole Crystal and Buster situation happen later during the play, and then have Clay Calloway come out, and then then Crystal was just like, "Whoa!" Like has that big old like realization, like, "Oh, look at what Buster just accomplished," and then at the end try to take credit, and everyone's like, "Deuces." Like just like exact same story, minor tweaks.
Yeah.
Just eliminate the murder. This is a children's show. Or a children's movie.
I get it's rated PG, not G, but still. At least I think it's rated PG.
Good question. I have no idea what this is.
Because there's no way that this is rated G if that's how... Yeah,
there's no frickin' way. Like, absolutely no way that this is rated G. I would be genuinely shocked.
It'd be really nice if they just, like, told me. Whenever I pull up rating, they're just like, "Oh, you mean like the movies?" Oh, there we go.
It's
age
PG.
rating. Okay, yeah. I wish that they would tell you why it's rated PG. I'll bet you in like the IMDb like parents guide, they're just like, "Yeah, they imply that Buster Moon could die if no one catched him."
It is rated PG for some rude material and mild peril / violence. That is way more than mild. Are you on IMDb?
No, I'm just on Google.
Oh. Yeah,
okay,
if you're
wait.
on IMDb, you can click on the rating and it'll tell you why.
So looking through that Google section, it actually does say the movie is set a year after the events of Sing.
We freaking nailed it.
Yeah, so
completely on accident, but we nailed it.
Yeah. That makes so much more sense than a month. A month doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, for real. Overall, like, the story was good. Like I said, there were definite improvements that could have been had with Rosita. Mina was decent, but like decent enough. Like, she was in it enough for you to not forget that she was in it.
Yeah.
I forget, there was one character, I forget who, that I kept forgetting that she was in it.
Oh, is it Miss Crowley?
No, Miss, it might have been Mina. Like, I'm trying to like think, and I'm just like, every time she like was on screen, I'm just like, oh yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Where are you at with the story?
I would say I'm at I would say an 81.
81?
Yeah.
I might be a little bit higher. I think I'm sitting at an 83 with the story.
Right. Yeah.
Alrighty, that averages us out to an 82 for story.
Perfect.
Next up, we got writing, which I felt the writing was super solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't have a lot of things wrong with the writing.
Yeah, there was such little wasted dialogue, I felt. I think any dialogue I didn't like was with extras.
See, that's fair. And like even like dialogue that's like passed off as like a joke, like really, I feel really worked well when like it might not have when oh my god, what's his name? I think it was a walrus. I don't remember his.
Oh yeah,
Nick Offerman's
that
character.
was. Yep.
That did I just say
Norman.
Nick Offerman? Yeah, Norman. How he's literally shouting to everybody, "Hey guys, we gotta pack it up. He still doesn't know exactly how the show's gonna look, even though he only has 3 weeks. Yep, you heard him. We can't finish the set until tomorrow, or maybe even the next day." Like, it should be stupid wasted dialogue like that I feel shouldn't work, but it actually did work.
Yeah, I think that was actually one of the scenes that came into mind where I'm like, whatever. Like, take it or leave it.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't laughing my ass off. I giggled.
Yeah, it was like a chuckle.
Yeah.
Jeez, all of my like favorite lines came from Gunter.
That's fair. Freaking him and when him and Buster are like coming up with the script for Gunter's show is freaking amazing. How Buster was able to actually translate that into actual script writing is amazing.
Yeah, I know. Gunter and Miss Crawley were definitely my 2 favorite characters, and they were like the comedic relief for this whole thing.
Yeah, they were exactly the same as they were in the first one, and I think that's perfect. They shouldn't have changed their characters.
Yeah, so I loved that. One thing I was kind of surprised. Well, never mind. This is like completely unrelated. I'm looking through the cast list to see if there was like anyone else.
Is Seth MacFarlane still listed in this movie, even though Mike is not in this film?
Not if you're on IMDb.
Okay,
If you look it up on Google, then yes, he is still credited.
That's
as
freaking
Mike.
hilarious. Yeah, if anyone Googles Sing 2, and yeah, if you see Seth MacFarlane as Mike on it, he's not in the movie. Just heads up, Mike does not return. Yeah. So either he just decided screw you guys after Sing, or maybe he actually did die from that bear that climbed onto his car at the end of the first film. We don't know.
That as canon.
You would accept that as canon?
Yes.
Okay. I love it.
Geez, they have like a shit ton of additional voice work. Yeah, like I said, very very few problems overall with the writing. All my issues were with extras. All main characters, I felt like all of their dialogue was well used.
Yeah, especially for me once again with how I felt Buster's writing in the first film was great. I feel it was even better in this one. Such good writing for Buster.
I felt like Rosita's, again, like if you would have made the improvements to Rosita's story, I think that her writing would have been on point. But I think the only reason I would even consider her writing to be lower than her overall story was just because she was kind of sidelined for a majority of the movie.
Yeah, which sucked because
so
honestly,
I'm not going to dock for that like at all.
Yeah,
like it's just something that I would have liked improvement on.
That's fair, because like honestly, out of the whole like group of characters from the first movie, that like whole ensemble, I don't dislike any of them. I think all of them are really good characters.
Yeah, I think they definitely kept the interesting characters.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I like that they kind of cleaned up house a little bit and got rid of some of the characters that didn't work, like Mike.
Yeah. Nothing against. I mean, Seth MacFarlane's actually a very good voice artist.
He's an
voiceover.
amazing voice actor.
Yeah.
I would have
But
liked to
just-
see him in a different role. But
Yeah,
just not
like,
Mike.
yeah, Mike is never redeemed. He's
Mike
just an
sucks.
asshole through and through in the first thing.
Yeah, no joke.
So maybe that's actually why I like this movie a little better than the first
there's
one,
no
because
Mike.
Mike's nowhere to be seen. Oh, shit.
Too bad we didn't grade the first one to compare this one
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I'm actually going higher on my writing grade.
Yeah, I think I am
Like,
too.
And I'm trying to think of just like how much higher, because like I said, very, very few problems. So I think I'm going to go... I think I'm going to go to an 86.
Okay.
I lied. I'm going 87.
You know what? I'll go with your previous score. Just because like everything that we said, and I feel the biggest writing point that I can point out is just how much I love the writing for Buster Moon, of how much it wasn't improved. It was still great compared to the first one, but if not better in this one.
Yeah. All right, so that averages us out to an 86.5. Moving on over to acting. We have Tori Kelly, who played Mina, Reese Witherspoon, who played Rosita, Taron Egerton, who played Johnny, Nick Kroll, who played Gunter, Matthew McConaughey, who played Buster Moon, Garth Jennings, who also wrote and directed this movie, who played Miss Crawley.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. We had Chelsea Peretti, who voiced Suki, Scarlett Johansson, who voiced Ash, Bobby Cannavale, or Cannavale, however you want to say that, who voiced Mr. Crystal. Who else? Halsey, who voiced Portia Crystal. Eric Andre, who voiced Darius. Letitia Wright, who played Nushi. Bono, who voiced Clay Calloway. And then Pharrell Williams, who voiced Alfonso. So a pretty star-studded group.
Yeah, no? God damn. And they all did a fantastic job.
Oh, yeah. I will say this. I had such a hard time placing Bobby Cannavale as Mr. Crystal.
I didn't even know who that was, so...
Yeah. Like, do you know who it is?
Mm-mm. What is he in?
All right. You would recognize his... Oh, he is, He is... Shit. What's her name? Oh, he's Cassie's stepdad from Ant-Man.
No, that's him?
Yep.
Oh my god. But he's... I can't remember... Yeah, him and Scott don't have a great relationship, right? He kind of hates him.
In the first one. In the second
Yeah,
one.
okay. So yeah, I guess like him being kind of an asshole in this one kind of
Well,
played
he
how he was in the
usually
first one.
plays an asshole.
Well, he plays it
Like,
very
did you ever
good,
watch-
so keep going.
Did you ever watch Paul Blart?
Yeah, who did he play?
He was the FBI, or not FBI, the SWAT captain.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, cause he's just like, cause him and Paul went to high school together, right?
Yep. Dude, he's in a bunch of shit.
Oh my god. I love him in that movie. But I feel I'm one of the rare people that like love that movie. The sequel was god awful. I hate the sequel, but I love the first Mall Cop.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what other stuff he's been in. Yeah, he's Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was... Oh, in Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh yeah, he played the main bad guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. I
Like
forget his name.
he does a lot of stuff. Oh, he was in Daddy's Home. The first
I haven't seen that
Ant-Man.
movie in years.
Yeah, like he does. He plays a really good bad guy, but he also he does comedy really well too.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see like the range that this guy has. So I thought it was so interesting like why it was so hard to pick out his voice. Like I had such a hard time with it. I'm just like he sounds so freaking familiar, and yeah, that's exactly why, because he's
That is so cool. Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
All right. What's your top 5?
Number 1, definitely Matthew McConaughey as Buster Moon. Buster
Same
Moon has
here.
been my favorite since the first one, and he once again delivered with his voice in this movie. Number 2, I would probably give to Taron Egerton as Johnny. I thought he did a great job.
Same here.
Huh. Hey, awesome.
So our top 2 is the exact same so far.
Yeah. Number 3, you said top 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, I don't know, for me, just because I loved him as a villain. What's that guy's name?
Bobby Cannavale.
Bobby Cannavale. I would actually put him as number 3.
I would have personally given it to Reese Witherspoon as Rosita.
I would give her number 4.
Yeah, and then I was actually going to give Bobby Cannavale my number 4.
Oh, dude. Okay, let's see if we get number 5 exact.
I'm pretty sure we will.
I mean, hell, I don't even. Honestly, I actually want to say like oh my god, what is her name? Who played Portia?
Halsey.
Halsey. I might actually give her my number 5 because I feel she did such a great job playing a kind
Really?
of like a real bitchy teenager, but then she came around.
Oh, okay. I was not expecting that.
Okay, what would you?
I was actually going to give it to Scarlett for my number 5.
That's
But
a good choice.
Halsey, that is a really good choice. I don't know if she's done voice work before. I'm gonna look. But
she can freaking sing though. Like, god damn, she owned her number.
Yeah, well, she sings. Like that's.
Well,
her,
yeah,
her
no,
deal.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that number especially, she really owned.
Yeah, she's okay. She's done some voice work, but it's all playing herself.
Oh, okay. So, okay, well,
Like,
you know what? This is a great start for playing a different character other than yourself.
Yeah, like there's it's like mostly music videos. Then yeah, so there's one where she played like a Queen Lila. It's all this year or last year.
Oh,
Where she
cool.
played Queen Lila or Lilith in If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. And then, yeah, did the voice for Portia for Sing 2. So she has not done a lot of voice work.
Well,
so
I hope she gets more, because I'm very impressed.
She did an amazing job. Just kind of playing that spoiled brat character.
Yeah.
Like, she did amazing.
I probably shouldn't have called her a spoiled bitch. She's only like a teenager. Let's stick with spoiled brat, sorry.
Fair enough. But yeah, she killed it.
Yeah.
Like, now that you, like, bring it up, like, for a character that we're supposed to dislike, like, she
great
freaking
job.
destroyed.
Yeah. And she did a great job also of, like, portraying it to where, like, she couldn't act. That was very good.
Yeah. Yeah, she did a really good job with that. Ooh. overall, I was pretty impressed with everyone's performance.
Yeah, there really wasn't any performance that I'm just like, it was all right. Everyone,
Yeah.
I feel, brought their A game to, even if it was a minor role.
Yeah, I think like my issues again, like same with writing, were extras.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fair.
So I think considering that, I think I'm like maybe 91.
Yeah. I'm gonna go at 92.
Nice. So that averages us out to a 91.5. All right, moving on over to character development, which I think we both did Buster Moon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's like a a gimme.
Yeah, because I mean, I've even in the first one, I feel he still had the best character development. These movies are
for
definitely,
sure.
yeah. These movies are definitely he's the main focus.
Yeah. I think with this, I think there was like a big internal struggle between knowing if he was doing something for himself or doing something for his crew.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, and I felt like they pulled that off like super well. Like Matthew McConaughey just like killed it, but it's just promising all of these big majestic things on such a time crunch as well, and being able to pull it off with the help of his team and kind of having that understanding that's what he was doing. Like it was just like super nice to like just to see how much he believed in his crew, and he was trying so hard not to involve them in any of like the crazy shit that was happening
Yeah.
behind the scenes, which was really nice until it came down to like, oh, he's going to kill us. So I really dug that about his character.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I love that they continued his character growth from the first one into this one. How after the first one he was finally able to make his theater successful, and after that he just kept thinking bigger. He's just like, okay, well, now that my locally owned theater is doing well, what if I try to, step it up, like go to like the Las Vegas of this oh my god, this world,
The world,
with wait, what?
like the world.
Yeah, this with a Red Shore City, because I mean that wouldn't be considered Broadway, but it's still like it's definitely a step up from just like local stage theater.
Yeah, I think that's definitely like Vegas level.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, he basically is able to move the show that he puts together throughout the whole movie. Actually, like someone turns out they actually love it, and so they want him to bring it to their theater, which basically is, I feel, the Broadway version of their world. Or would you say like maybe like a step closer to it?
I think that's like a classier Vegas.
Okay,
They go from like the bright and shiny area of Vegas to like the high end fancy.
Okay, that's fair. So they're
Like it's just they go from like one upscale to another.
yeah,
But I
maybe
think in the end it's still Vegas.
fair. Yeah, that's true.
I feel like the whole Broadway thing, that probably would have been a really decent step up from like local theater, and then
Yeah.
from Broadway to Vegas. I think it's so hard. It will be so hard if they even decide to continue this story. It'd be hard for them to continue on or scale up.
Yeah. That yeah, that's true. I don't know. thinking about it, I feel that it would be perfect if they just kept it at 2 films, because...
Yeah, I mean, if they have the story for a third, like, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah,
But
oh yeah, same
I'm
here.
not going to be too heartbroken if they don't.
No, same here, because honestly, Sing is the only franchise that I give 2 shits about with Illumination. Sing was the only movie from Illumination that I kept going back to because I just enjoyed it that much. I could care. Despicable Me, I feel, is a very good first movie, but leading into Despicable Me 2, just spreading out on the Minions, just I feel ruins it for me. I find the Minions annoying as hell now. So that just killed that franchise for me. So I feel Sing is their only good one left, and both movies deliver solid stories. And so this is the only franchise that I care about from Illumination. And if they just want to keep it at 2, that's perfect. They did a perfect job wrapping this one up. But if they do have a good storyline, like Caleb said, then by all means, bring on Sing 3.
Yeah, I'm looking at a list of their films. And yeah, like, they do not have a great, like, of Illumination's films. And they do not have a super great track record. The only one that I have even a little bit of hope for is going to be the Mario movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the only other movie that they have slated for 2022 is the Rise of Gru.
Which I could give 2 shits about.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah, I got Sing 2. I'm happy.
yeah. But, yeah, like we were talking about with Buster, I think they left him in a pretty decent place. If they wanted to, I don't feel like they quite shut the door, but they definitely didn't leave much of an opening.
Yeah, which...
It's like more they left the door unlocked.
Yeah, and I feel that's perfect. I feel that's how you definitely should end a sequel. That if this is all that we want to do, then we did what we needed to do. But if we still want to come back, there is a way to come back.
Yeah. I actually feel like this series, or this show, or not this show, this movie would make for some really decent shorts.
Okay.
Like, I think that'd be a good way for them to continue and be like, oh, like, if they wanted to just bring in, like, random bands or whatever to do songs, or
Yeah.
like different singers or different whatever, like, it'd be a good way for them to do like a good 10-15 minute little song short. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing those.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't either. I mean,
It's
I would just be
feature
afraid
length
that...
would be like,
Yeah, I mean, with the shorts, I'd be kind of afraid that it would start going into like Minion territory. It might be a little too much.
A little bit.
I just don't want Sing to be like over fluctuated, I guess is the word. I don't know. Just I don't want Sing to become anything like Wait, what?
To get the Minions treatment.
Yeah, I don't want it to become anything like the Despicable Me franchise. It's the only franchise that that Illumination has that has been super solid for both films, and I don't want anything to ruin that.
Honestly, I feel like that's a reasonable request.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't come down to that.
Watch now that we said that, they're just like, psych, here you guys go.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get blamed for that. Alright, where are you sitting at with character development?
Just for how much I love his character development, both in this movie, because I feel you need to compare it to the first movie as well, because I feel it's an ongoing growth of a character, of him wanting to just keep going in establishing great shows and just keeping his I don't want to say brand, but just showcasing how good of a I guess like stage director he can be, and how good he is at putting together shows. So I'm actually going pretty high. I'm going to go at 90.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not quite at that point. I think I'm more at like an 87.
Okay.
But like you said, you kind of have to include the first movie into this, and it just kind of showed, like, it just kind of continued on, like, Buster's attitude about getting things done.
Yeah.
And like with the first one, that he was putting a lot of his own, he was putting his own reputation on the line. And then it was kind of the same with this. He was putting his reputation on the line, but then it also kind of like upped the ante by like making you realize, oh, he also kind of put his life on this line.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like one of those things that he was like very unintentional about. Like, I don't think that he was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to put my life on the line for this. Like, it was just kind of something like forced upon him. And like, you could tell throughout it. It's like, ah! Like his nervous laugh is just hilarious to me.
It is. It really is.
But yeah, like, it's just, like I said, it was just took what was working about the first one and just bumped it up.
Yep.
Just like by a hair. And yeah, and I was pretty impressed. Just some issues like here and there with the just overarching themes.
No, that's fair.
But nothing too bad to say, especially when it comes to like the development of Buster.
Yeah.
Like, I think they took him in a very natural direction. So, yeah, I'm going to sit at an 87.
Nice.
And that brings us to an 88.5. All right, next
bad.
up we got effects, which with this is just going to be like animation. Or what we thought of the animation.
Yeah. It's just as good as the first one. I don't know if I really like saw like really any like huge differences. I mean, I'm sure it's like definitely like upgraded, at least a little bit. But I don't know. I feel the characters still looked, great. I don't know, like nothing against Illumination, but I mean it's their animation. It's definitely not Disney. It's definitely not Pixar, but it's still very good.
Oh yeah, it's super good. I think one of the things that I think I said this to you as soon as we came out. Like, what I really appreciate about this is that even though Sing came out like years before this movie, they feel like they came out in the same year or the same time.
Yeah.
Like, this one wasn't like, oh, the animation is just infinitely better or anything like that. It felt perfectly in line.
It's nothing like the Toy Story films.
Yeah, like well, that one, like, I can give a little bit of leeway to.
Yeah, because
you're
I mean,
going
hell,
from
even
like
the
early 2000s animation to like late.
Because no, it's crazy. Because like the first one is 95, the second one is 99, and then the third jumps all the way to 2010, and then the fourth one to 2019. So even there's like I feel a huge difference between Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4. Like, you can tell the difference.
I'd have to go back and rewatch Toy Story 3, but yeah, it's.
I mean, it's definitely not as huge as like Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3.
Oh my gosh, that is a huge jump.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I really appreciated that they kept the animation on that same level.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just Illumination not improving their animation techniques at all, or if that's just like if that was planned. Hopefully it was planned.
I hope. I mean, because yeah, it looked great.
Yeah, like I feel like years down the line when I'm showing my kids this movie again, it's
So
not.
you plan on having more than Iris? I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah.
I know, I'm just giving you shit, man.
But I don't feel like they're going to be like, oh, this feels so old, or this, like, it's, I feel like it's a timeless type of animation.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Like, I feel like Toy Story is eventually, and it's getting to that point where that's going to eventually age out. Toy Story 2 isn't quite as bad as the first Toy Story.
No.
But I
mean,
feel
honestly,
like
I feel...
it's going to get to a point where they're like, that's old.
Yeah. God, that makes me really sad.
Yeah, I mean, but Iris watches Cocomelon, and Cocomelon freaking sucks, so...
Dude, I'm so sorry you have to sit through that. I only know
bad.
I only know of Cocomelon because of freaking TikTok. It's the only reason I know of it.
Jeez. Yeah, don't. Just don't. It's like baby crack.
Oh, God. Is it worse than Baby Shark, though? Or is it a tie?
It's actually a tie. Baby Shark sucks, too.
I love it. I love it.
I struggled with that one. Like, now you're asking the real questions. Because I have to watch both.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Dude, she has this... This is a total side note. She has this movie. It's a Baby Shark movie with Pink Fong, which is like this little pink fox character. And she has watched it like 50 million times. It's the worst. Anyway.
I love it.
Before I freaking jump off a cliff to avoid seeing Cocomelon again. Getting back into the effects. Yeah, overall, like, I'm impressed.
I really am too.
Impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not super high. I might be at like 83.
Okay.
Actually,
I think I'm gonna
I'll go up to 84.
Okay. You know, I'll match you on that. Yeah, I'll do 84 as well.
All right. Well, that averages out to an 84. All right, moving on over to music. Freaking killer soundtrack.
Yeah. Like, holy shit. I will say, I don't know why, I might have liked the first one's soundtrack slightly more. A little more.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that
just
too.
because I feel there were more tracks in the first one, but I feel that they still did pick very, very good songs for this one. And I don't know what it is. Literally, with this one and the first one, whenever it's Gunther and Rosita's number, their songs that they choose is just always a banger.
It's straight up is, dude.
This one was I forget the song, but it's just this is the part where I break free, stronger than I've been before. And then the first one was what was it?
Shake It Off.
Yeah, Shake It Off. Yep.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the soundtrack on this one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that it's kind of has the when you do have it like a soundtrack like this where it is like pretty famous songs and just like doing covers of it.
Yeah,
it's hard for one to stick out. So I'm going pretty high, but it's the reason it's not reaching a 10 is because one song is not standing out above everything else.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. So hell, honestly, because of that, I'm probably gonna agree with your score. Yeah, 9.
Hell yeah.
I promise I'm not being persuaded.
All right, well, that rounds us up to a 9. Moving on over to costumes, which for this movie we're going to be talking about character design. I mean, everyone looked exactly how they did in the first one. I think they did make a lot of well-needed adjustments to their outfits to kind of like match their personalities and in different ways, and to kind of match their story. Like I really liked Mina's outfit during the play.
Oh yeah, she looked great in that dress. That was awesome.
Yeah, and the robe too, like the black robe that she was in. Like all of that stuff looked like super good. But everyone looked really, really nice. The only complaint that I have, and this doesn't affect me too much. Like I think I'm going to go down to maybe an 8 for costumes, and this is just because of Portia and Crystal. I think they just were a little too lanky.
Even though they were wolves?
I think they just needed to be a little bit like stockier. Like they kind of have like flamingo looking.
That's
physique.
fair, especially Portia for me.
Yeah, like her feet were dinky.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you too. I'm sorry. I promise he's not persuading me.
Translating animals into like human movement, I think it is really difficult to do.
It is,
and so I feel bad doing that. It's just I think they could have done it a little bit better.
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with Zootopia. I'm sure you had some problems with how some of the animals were, or did you?
It has been so long since I've seen Zootopia, but
I'm kind of crushed.
I'm
because that's one of my favorite Disney movies.
Not that I recall. Like I don't remember having any issues. There may have been like 1 or 2.
I'll fully admit Zootopia.
They had to have done like a wolf creature in Zootopia.
They
right?
did. Yeah,
okay,
they did.
I want to go back and look at them.
Yeah, because it was all of like the oh my god, like the mob bosses, like security guards.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and look at them. That probably won't adjust my score any.
Okay.
Because I think I was leaning more towards a 7 than I was leaning towards a 9. But if I go back to Zootopia and see how they did the wolves and see if they like resemble the wolf, then I will probably change and be like, okay, I'm a more solid 8.
Okay.
I'm just not quite at a 7 level yet.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, so costumes has come to an 8. Last up, we got our own personal grade.
Do you want me to start?
Well, I can since you're signing us out.
Oh, okay. That's true. I forgot.
All right. For personal score, I think I'm sitting at an 80. I had a really decent time with this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. Like it impressed me on so many different levels. I love that it didn't feel so detached in any way from the first movie, despite being many years apart from each other.
I still can't believe how 5 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's just, it's wild. Like if they made any improvements to the animation, I did not personally recognize those changes.
Yeah. Same.
And that's like right after seeing the first one. Like I went from the first one to my sister-in-law's house to Sing 2. Like it was like right there. So Yeah, I was super impressed. Love the soundtrack to this. So, yeah. I compare this like really close to the original or the first one, and this is probably what I would give the first one too. So, yeah, I'm sitting at an 80.
Nice. For me, I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna go an 85. I loved the sequel. This to me was just as good, if not slightly better than the first one. And like I said, the first one, honestly, is the only Illumination movie that I actually cared about. And it was actually one of the biggest surprise movies that I've ever walked out of a theater. I remember being like, "Oh my god, that was so freaking good." Because the trailers weren't getting me that hyped. And I just thought it was, I don't know, it just wasn't really sounding like a really good movie to me. But what really drove the first one was just how well that they did driving the characters. The character development was just so good. And it was the same thing with this one. Just such a solid sequel. The songs were good. Songs were great. And yeah, I just have very little problems with it. It delivered the sequel that I wanted, and I am so happy with it. So yeah, 85.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, all of that concludes this week's breakdown. So the final All Bros letter grade for Sing 2 has come to a B+.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Yeah, so it is sitting at an 86.25%.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's definitely one of our lower B+ movies.
Okay with that.
It's actually like 3 from the bottom.
Oh wow.
So let's see if out of 39 B+ movies, it's 37.
I'll still take it. What's
Yeah.
below it?
I'm actually gonna go with above first.
Oh god.
Okay, so like I said, it's at an 86.25. So this is like an interesting one. This puts it exactly in line with Captain Marvel.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they are the exact same score, 86.25.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so that it puts it below the Lego Movie 2, which is at an 86.5. Puts it below the Lovebirds, which is at an 86.54. Puts it below Frozen 2, which is at an 86.59.
Yeah, I can accept that. Frozen 2 is such a good sequel.
Puts it
So
below In the Heights, which is at an 86.81.
Wow.
And then puts it below Nobody, which is at an 87.
Okay.
And then
Oh god, I'm scared.
Sing 2 is okay. I don't know how it came to this. Because this does not feel right to me. Sing 2 is above Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, damn. Oh, Vic's gonna kill us.
Which is at an 86.22%.
Ooh, yeah, Vic's gonna
Vic
kill
can't
us.
be mad. He scored that one with us.
That's true, he did. Yeah. Oh, that is so true.
Dude, but what throws me is freaking Homecoming is below Captain Marvel?
Yeah, that doesn't seem right.
That doesn't. Like, oh, I need to double check.
I'm sorry, Homecoming's a better movie.
Apparently not.
That
All right,
man, that's some bullshit.
Spider-Man Homecoming. 83. Shit. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with any of the scores. It is seriously a 0.03% difference. It is so insignificant of a difference.
Well, maybe we're gonna have to have DJ and Vic come on and break that movie down again. Like they did.
Yeah, and then drop the score like they did Far From Home.
Oh yeah, they did drop it. God damn it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming's on lockdown.
As is No Way Home. No one can touch that one either.
If you guys even think of touching that movie, we will fight you.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And then the other movie that it's above was Nightmare on Elm Street, which was at an 86.12.
Okay, yeah, that one's not like, oh my god. Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming. It's just like, what the hell?
That's the biggest one for me.
Same here. Like, oh my gosh. That's insane.
Dude, part of me really wants to go through all of the MCU movies and do our breakdown system on them and then see what our MCU lineup looks like.
Dude, we totally should.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of work. I mean, what if we knock out like? I'll talk to you about this after, but we'll set it up. We'll set it up so it'll be like easy for us to do.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. But yeah, that's where Sing 2 is sitting. B+.
Hell yeah. All right, well, that concludes this week's episode. If you like what you hear and you want to hear more of our lovely voices, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, etc., etc. If you can't find us, maybe switch your podcast listening platform to something else. Just an idea. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube if that is your preferred place to listen to. You can follow us on social media, as well as you can also email us if you want to DM us with episode ideas, answer our question of the week, or if you would like to join us. Any of these ways would be a great way to reach us, and we will gladly have anyone on. And so those social medias include Facebook with facebook.com/The Allbros, Twitter and Instagram @The Allbros, and then our email is theallbroschannel@gmail.com. And we also have a TikTok, which I finally posted another video on. I don't know.
I saw.
Yeah. So if you guys want to watch a fun new release Tuesday video that I posted that showcases how bad my completionist brain is, be sure to watch that TikTok. We are just @The Allbros. Yeah. If you want to check out our website, you can go find it at tinyurl.com/The Allbros. And this is the best place to get merch if you guys want any of Caleb's amazing episode art designs, because unfortunately a lot of them got taken down by stupid companies, even though, especially the freaking Scoob one, that like I've told you, JC is so he actually like kind of pissed off at that one because they don't own the outline of the freaking van.
I know, dude, and I felt so bad. Like, so what I did was I got the model, like I outlined the model of the Mystery Machine.
Yeah.
And then like from the Scoob movie, and then I even stretched it out.
Yeah,
so
and
it
they
would
still claim that shit.
Yeah, and like I stretched it out just enough so it didn't like exactly like replicate the freaking movie version. Like I did all the changes. I changed the color scheme. I put our freaking logo on it. Like I did like everything freaking different.
But no, Warner Brothers decided to be assholes and
screw you, Warner Brothers.
But yeah, so if you do want, if you know of a design that unfortunately got taken down and you want that design, there is a link on our website to where you can have that created, and we'll create that for you and we'll get it sent out to you. But if you prefer to just visit our TeePublic store, you can do that. We are teepublic.com/user/the All Bros channel. So, yeah. Next week on the podcast, we will be breaking down the movie I slept on until a couple days ago, and I'm kicking myself in the ass because, God, this movie is incredible. Encanto. So, be breaking down this Disney gem. At least I feel that's what it is.
Oh, it absolutely is.
I absolutely understand why it made Caleb's top 10 of last year. And honestly, it would have made mine if like I said, I wouldn't have slept on it like a dumbass.
Dude,
But anyway,
I am genuinely shocked that No Way Home was not your top pick.
Oh, so you did listen to it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I was playing Xbox the other day and was listening to it, and when I heard you were like, oh, like I thought I missed some because you started talking about No Way Home like on your list.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh shit, like I think he skipped like a few. Then you're like, and then my number one, and I like lost my mind. I was just like, are you shitting me?
I'm sorry, man. Just yeah.
Dude, was Ghostbusters Afterlife above it too?
Yeah.
Dude, no shit.
Yeah, sorry, man. Hey, it still made my top 3.
Oh, you are so lucky that we don't have that we used a different freaking sheet to grade our personal scores for Spider-Man No Way Home. Because I would have easily called bullshit on that. Because you gave Ghostbusters Afterlife for your personal score a 95.
Yeah.
And we ended up giving Spider-Man No Way Home a 98 for our personal score.
Goddamn.
So, yeah, you fud up.
I fud up. I mean, especially considering I think I gave Halloween Kills like an 85 for my personal score.
Dude, this year, my goal is to keep track of the personal score, like starting now. I was going to keep track of all the personal scores that you give to every single movie that we break down. And so when you come at me with another like top 10 of 2022 and you try butchering the system.
Hey, but even if like I rank it higher than like say like with Ghostbusters,
no, like
Afterlife.
I'm talking like personal score. Like anytime you say, "Oh, this is my personal score for this movie," I'm gonna tell you what your top 10 is.
Yes, sir. Oh shit. But yeah, you guys should go listen to that episode too, because like Caleb said, I'm in
thoughts.
Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts. I'm sure dude. I'm sure there's like so many people who are like, "What? You put Halloween Kills as number 1?" Sorry, man. I'm a huge horror fan, and for me, that movie delivered, and I loved every minute of it. So,
fair.
Yeah.
I guess.
But I guess hey, you liked it too.
I did, but I mean, did I put Halloween Kills on my top 10?
I think you had it as honorable mention.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, next week, Encanto. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, it is on Disney Plus. And you don't have to pay a premium price for anything for it. It's just there for if you're already subscribed to Disney Plus. And you know what? I wanted to go check it out in theaters, even though I watched it on Disney Plus, but it's not playing anymore. It's like, seriously?
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
I know it's been out since November, but still, God, I've sucked with this movie. I missed out on a gem seeing it in theaters, and I waited too long to watch it. But anyway, until next week, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we will see you guys next week. Deuces? I'm so used to you saying deuces first. Sorry. It's force of habit.
See ya.